Hello, and welcome to reading the Amazon privacy policy so that you don't have to. This segment is presented to you by Termageddon.com. We're a website policies generator, and we have generated and successfully kept up to date with changing legislation, tens of thousands of privacy policies, and have read a lot of privacy policies in the meantime as well. Please note that any information presented to you today should not be considered legal advice. If you are looking for legal advice, I would recommend speaking to an attorney in your area. So first, why is it important to read the privacy policy of Amazon? So really, it's important to read the privacy policy of any service that you signed up for because it explains your privacy rights and it also explains your privacy choices. So a privacy policy should include what information is being collected about you, what is being done with that information, who that information is being shared with, as well as whether or not that information is being sold, and then also how you can gain control of your information by, for example, opting out of email marketing or opting out of targeted ads. So the privacy policy that I read was the Amazon.com privacy policy. They do have links to further information for different products like Alexa. So Alexa seems to have its own privacy policy, even though Alexa is included in this privacy policy too, which is a little confusing, but this is all coming from Amazon.com. So first of all, what information does Amazon collect? So Amazon first collects information that you provide to it. So when you create your account, they'll collect your name, your address, your phone number, your payment information if you're making a payment, as well as your age, location, and IP address. Now, Amazon doesn't really explain exactly where this information is being collected, so I'm not sure where they get age or location, but it does say that that information is collected too. Now, it also collects all addresses listed within your addresses on your Amazon account. So if you have bought gifts for family to be delivered straight to their address will be collected as well as the emails of others too. So if you purchase, for example, a gift card that will be delivered to somebody via email, it will collect their email address. It will also collect your content reviews, your personal description, and your photograph from your profile. If you use Alexa, it will also collect your voice recordings, as well as images and videos stored on your devices. Amazon says that it also collects your social security number, driver's license, and credit history information. I'm not sure exactly where this is being collected, but maybe it's being collected when people apply for Amazon credit cards or something like that. And then it will also collect your device log files and configurations. If you connect Amazon device to your Wi-Fi, it will collect your Wi-Fi credentials like your Wi-Fi name and password. Best practice there is to use a separate Wi-Fi network for connected devices such as this, but it will collect your Wi-Fi credentials if you do connect a device from Amazon to your Wi-Fi. Now, Amazon says that it also collects a lot of information automatically. So for example, your IP address, what content you have downloaded, and what content you have streamed, as well as your playback details. So playback details essentially means when you download a show on Amazon, they will know when you started playing that show, whether or not you paused it, whether or not you finished it, when you finished it, things like that. Your device metrics, so like for example, functionality errors, your Amazon services networks, services metrics, like how you interact with different service features, your backup information, your version and time history, things that you have bought, as well as products that you have viewed, page response times. So like when you click on a page, how long does it take to load? How long you spend on a particular page and how you interact with that page. So did you look at the photos of the product? Did you look at the reviews? How long you stayed on that page? Things like that, as well as images and videos. And then Amazon also collects information from other sources, like your delivery address from carriers. So let's say you bought something on Amazon and then you change the address. So you tell the carrier, please deliver it to a different address. The carrier will pass that information back to Amazon. Information as to how you interact with products or services, your search results and links. So if you search for a particular item and then click on that item from an Amazon link, or you go to a website that has Amazon affiliate links and then you click on that link and then you buy something, or you click on an ad. And then also your credit history from credit bureaus if you do decide to sign up for a credit card or something like that. Now, how does Amazon actually use your information? So they use that information to allow you to make purchases and then to deliver any products or services that you have bought, to send you promotional offers like marketing emails or booklets in the mail, direct mail, things like that, to provide, troubleshoot, and improve upon Amazon services, to recommend different products and personalize your products for you. So when you go to your Amazon account, you'll see a list of different recommended products. That all comes from products that you have bought, viewed, liked in the past, things like that. To provide voice, image, and camera services, to comply with legal obligations like detecting fraud, prosecuting fraud, or answering subpoenas, to communicate with you, to provide and measure ads. So, what ads you clicked on, what ads you viewed, things like that. And then lastly, to prevent and detect fraud and abuse. Now, does Amazon actually share your personal information? Yes, it does. So it says that they may share information with third parties when you use third-party services, products, applications, or skills through Amazon services. So for example, if you use the App Store or you buy a co-branded credit card. They also share information with service providers, so delivery services to ship you the items that you bought, marketing providers, payment providers, and then customer service providers as well. And then they also share information for business transfers. So whenever Amazon buys or sells a business, or let's say Amazon.com itself were to be sold, your information will be transferred to the buyer. They share information with law enforcement in response to subpoenas and legal requests. And then lastly, they share information with advertisers too. Now, does Amazon sell your personal information? So Amazon has their privacy policy on Amazon.com, but then it also links to another privacy policy. So the privacy policy on Amazon.com does not include information as to whether your data will be sold. But if you click on the different privacy policy, which is provided to residents of certain states, people in California, Connecticut, Utah, Colorado, that separate privacy policy says that they do not sell your personal information. Not quite sure why that couldn't be provided in the main privacy policy, and also why you need two different privacy policies, like it could have just all been in one document. But if you do click on that other privacy policy, it does say that they do not sell your personal information. Now, what privacy rights does Amazon provide? So it says that you can add to or update your personal information, so like change it. You can change your email marketing and notification preferences. So if you do not want to receive email marketing anymore, you can unsubscribe from that. You can also adjust your personalized advertising preferences, meaning that you can choose what information is being shared with advertisers. You can access your data, which means that you can get a copy of all the information that Amazon has collected on you. And then you could also ask to close your account and delete your data. The privacy policy says that these rights may be available to residents of certain states or countries only. So it's not clear as to who actually gets these rights. So for example, like I'm in Illinois, and at this time, there's no privacy law allowing me to request deletions of data. So I'm not sure if I did request a deletion of data, whether or not that would be honored, but it is listed on the list of rights. One last thing that I thought was really interesting was the annual reporting provided. This is in the privacy policy for specific residents of specific states. Now, they're not doing this out of the kindness of their heart. This is actually a requirement under California's privacy law, the California Consumer Privacy Act, which was updated by the California Privacy Rights Act. And that law does require companies to provide certain data about privacy rights requests. So for access requests, meaning these are consumers that ask to see all the data that Amazon has collected about them throughout time. So for those, in 2022, Amazon received 617,000 requests for data access. So 335,000 of these, so more than half, they were not fulfilled because the customer did not complete the verification process or canceled the request. It'd be interesting to see the full story here, like what information is required for verification, how difficult is verification, how much time does it take, how many people canceled the request because they just didn't hear back in time or had to jump through certain hoops. But it does say 282,000 of these requests were processed with a median time of 2.18 days. Now, processed here can mean two things. So processed can mean accepted, so that means the consumer did get access to their data. Or it can mean denied, meaning the consumer did not get access to their data. Now, the CPRA, there are new regulations that are going to go into effect soon, and that will actually require companies to disclose how many of these requests were accepted and how many were denied. So I think that will kind of give much more of a true story here of what's actually happening instead of just processed. Now, second, we have deletion requests. So in 2022, Amazon received over 3 million requests to initiate an account closure and to delete data. 3 million, that's a huge amount. 1.5 million, the request was not fulfilled because the customer did not complete the verification process or canceled the request. That is an obscene number of people who did not people whose request was not fulfilled. Like if you have 1.5 million people who did not complete the verification process, there's probably something wrong with the verification process there. It's probably way too cumbersome. But it says the remaining 1.6 million requests were processed. Again, don't know if those were accepted or they were denied. And then the median processing time was 22.13 days. And I think this kind of tells an interesting story here. So if you want access to your data, that's processed within 2 days. If you want to stop doing business with Amazon and to delete your data, it takes 22 days. So I think there's something interesting going on here. But anyway, so this is the Amazon privacy policy. Hopefully this helps you kind of understand it a little bit more.